Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tons of Forever 5. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're a lovely subscriber. And today I'm going to be continuing my top 100 album series. And of course, before I begin, I got to give my usual shout outs. Of course, thank you over to the Music Junkies, my friend group, who've been talking to for at least a big chunk of that group chat. I've been talking to for at least 2 years. So it's been a pretty long friendship. So I've been happy with that. Thank you guys for watching these top 100 album videos. Always appreciate that. And of course, special shout outs to Jacob Morgan and Ryan Camp for not only watching these, but you guys been listening to the albums as it's been going along. So thank you so much. Just gives me the extra motivation to do these. And well, this is the furthest I've gone with it because last time I got to like number 41 and I stopped after that. I don't know why I did. Probably because the list was just getting way too out of date. Plus, I don't know, I just didn't have the motivation to just keep going. So I scrapped that. I'm like, I'm gonna make another top 100 albums, and well, I'm keeping to my word. I'm continuing this top 100 album series, whether I like it or not. And so far, I've still been at that point where I'm still enjoying making these. So there's that. But yeah, let's continue. Of course, Scott from Silent Studio and Jason from Jason New Millennial, they've been doing their top 100 album list. Check theirs out. Lots of fun watching them go through they're going through their top 100 album list. So there's that. But well, without further ado, let's get started. Uh, this is album number 35, "Permanent Waves" by Rush. And well, if you've been keeping up with this top 100 album list, you would know this is my favorite Rush album. This is my number one Rush album. I wish it would be a lot higher, but we're at the point in this list where it's just fierce competition. This is the highest I'm willing to put it right now. But yeah, this was released January 14th, 1980. This is the follow up to Hemispheres. And this kind of marks a change in the group because the last three albums, they were going for heavy, like even the last four albums, if you're counting, um, forgetting the, forgetting the name of the album, but basically the album that kind of started them doing prog. Well, going through Rush's history. So the debut album, Rush, no prog at all. It's just your straight up rock album. Fly by Night, when Neil Peart joins them, he brings a little prog into their band, like By Chore and the Snow Dog. That's like a big example of that. And then the third album, they really kind of go into uh, that prog, like uh, Caress of Steel. That's the name of the album I was thinking of. And even the record label was like, "Hey, maybe tone it down." No, not many people really enjoy this, and they were like, "Screw you, we're gonna do 2112," and that became like their big album. Then they went even further in prog with Fear Little Kinks, which that album was really close to making my top 100 albums list, but sadly didn't make it. And then Hemispheres, they really drive home on the prog on that album. That was like the most proggiest they'll ever get. Well, the band, even I kind of agreed. They felt like they were really kind of going overboard, and they were like, you know what? Let's really tone it down. And this album, Permanent Waves, is the shift between their prog sound and the more pop synthy sound that they would do in the 80s. Well, that's the first album in the 80s, but later down in the 80s, this is definitely more on the prog side compared to like the last Rush album I was talking about, which is Signals. But it's not nearly as proggy as the last album. So, like songs like Spirit of Radio and Free Will are definitely more radio friendly songs, which I love, by the way. I'll go more into that when I review the album. But then there's progressive songs like Jacob's Ladder and Natural Science that just show like, even though we're trying to change to a more radio friendly sound, we're still gonna give you more prog songs, more prog-ish songs. So this has the perfect, to me, in my opinion, has the perfect mix between prog and radio friendly synth music that they would end up doing. First song on the album, Spirit of Radio, to me is by far the best song on the album. Starts on the best note. I thought this was a deep cut. Meanwhile, it's like one of their biggest hits. So there's that. Such a fun song. I mean, there's just so many things to talk about that's so good about it, but I'll let the song speak for itself. Free Will, great song. Another fun radio-friendly song that I mentioned before. I can use free will. Great song. Jacob's Ladder, great progressive rock song that I really enjoy. Definitely has those prog elements that I really liked from the last 2-3-ish albums. Entre Nous, pretty good synth song. Definitely can hear what will go on to be Signals later. Different Strings, such a beautiful song. Never gets talked about, but yeah, I love it. Natural Science, another epic song on the album. Such an underrated song on the album, might add. Yeah, great song. Another great prog epic on the album. It's only 6 songs, so I'm going to go do a top 3. Number 3, I'm going to go with Jacob's Ladder. Number 2, Natural Science. And number 1, Spirit of Radio. If you have any thoughts on the album, leave it in the comments below. But besides that, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. So long.